this is Phil, and I'm here to tell you all about the Capes and Lunatics Patreon. Don't miss out on our comic book creator interviews, including our monthly Chichester chats with comic book legend DG Chichester, superhero movie brackets in our search for the worst comic book movie of all time, and many, many more specials, all completely uncensored. Access starts for $3 a month, full video when you pledge $5 a month. Check out the link in our show notes or go to patreon.com/CapesandLunatics. Hope to see you there.
This is Luca Perich, and you're listening to the Capes and Lunatics Sidekicks podcast.
Diggity dank.
Hello and welcome back to another week of the Nightwing News. I am Phil. Joining me, as always, it is.
Hello, I'm Kristen.
And tonight we'll be covering Batman 73 from, I believe it was 1952, and the Batman 66 episodes. The Joker is wild and Batman is riled.
Classic stuff.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wait till we get to this. All right, but before we get to that, yes, Nightwing was mentioned in one comic and then appeared in another last week. So, Dark Crisis #3 came out. The only time we see Dick in like one panel was like they're saying, "Oh, once they got Beast Boy to the hospital after getting shot in the head by Deathstroke, yeah, Dick's been sitting by his side the whole time." So he hasn't left this.
Yeah, I was gonna say I went through that one and I was like, didn't think I saw him anywhere.
Yeah, it's like by page 2, they're like, "Oh yeah, no, he hasn't left Gar's bedside and stuff." Yeah.
Well, I mean, basically he had the whole of issue 2 to himself, so you gotta let other people have their moments.
I think was that Will or somebody said, yeah, they're like, yeah, he pretty much propped up issue 2. So,
yep.
But he did make an appearance in Batman 126.
Mm-hmm.
Once again, one of Batman's fail-safes has come back to bite him in the butt. I guess some robot or something he built. It's attacking him. So like a bunch of the other Bat family try to come and help him, and so of course you know who's going to show up.
But like you said, they all show up.
Yeah, well, Tim and Dick and Barbara sends Cass and Stephanie. Yeah. Oh,
well, and Duke was there too, right?
Yes. But yeah, I love the art in this. Just him crashing.
Yeah, I did see this one too. I did read that one. It was good. I mean, it was cool how it was like his motorcycle over the Batmobile, but then he destroyed it to try to destroy Failsafe.
I know.
And then his flip and stuff. Yeah.
But that one here where he's like standing here like this. I saw somebody online saying because like his upper body looks kind of like almost like an upside down triangle. Someone was like, "Why does he look like a sexy Dorito?" But no, I mean this was the second issue by Chip Zdarsky, who pretty good writer. I mean, he's been on Daredevil for a while, so.
Yeah, well, it was interesting because it says it's Failsafe Part 2 of 2, but I mean, I think the story is continuing, so just giving it a different name.
It kind of seems so because yes, it seems we have a Failsafe against Failsafe, which is the Batman of Zur-En-Arrh.
Yeah, Zur-En-Arrh.
Which again, I mean, that was dragged into modern continuity because Grant Morrison, when he was on the book, was trying to make everything that was ever in a Batman book in continuity. So, just like alien stuff, it's like, oh, that was a hallucination or something, but like that Robin dies at dawn stuff. Oh yeah, that was Batman in some VR thing or something. Yeah.
I mean, that's what it was in Robin Dies at Dawn too.
Yeah. But he tried to make
that was easy to incorporate.
Yeah, like a lot of that, if it happened on another planet or alien stuff, it was like, the VR stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, Batman.
Well, again, it's like, I mean, there are aliens in the DC universe, so it could have happened on another planet, but.
Yeah.
I know Batman prefers to stay on Earth.
But yeah, Zernar, I guess he can turn on this other personality. So
Yeah. So that'll be interesting because yeah, Tim's in the cave and seems a little like what?
just waiting for Dick to be like, "Oh, not again." All right. I was gonna say we had another episode. We had another episode.
Oh, sorry, but that number 126 had a cool cover too.
Oh yeah.
I was on the cover.
Yeah, because you got the hand, and then like Dick's like a reflection in a puddle of blood or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I was gonna say we got an episode of Harley Quinn, but Dick wasn't in it. So
no, but Gordon was so intense. He was so staplery.
oh my god, yes, the Court of Owls through an orgy.
I did not realize, or I mean, maybe I had, but I had forgotten it, that the guy who voices Batman, I knew he was the Batman, the Brave and the Bold, but I didn't realize that he was also in the Drew Carey show.
Yeah, Diedrich Bader, yeah.
Yeah, because when he was talking, I was like, God, he sounds like that Batman, Brave and the Bold, and then I was like, he kind of sounds like that dude from Drew Carey show. Oh, that's because it's the same guy.
It is, yeah. Well, that's like Harley Quinn is Kaylee Cuoco from The Big Bang Theory. I'm like, man, I think she'd make a decent live action Harley Quinn.
Yeah, and I think her sister is somebody. No, her sister is Batgirl, isn't she?
Yeah, her sister, does the voice for Barbara Gordon. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that really gives me, when they were in that escape room and the two of them were in the room together. It's like, yeah.
Yeah, that was funny. Yeah. Well, and they're gonna have a comic springing out of this season. They had one from before, and now they're having one after. Hopefully, they put it on DC Universe.
Eventually they've showed it because I think that Eat Bang Kill tour was on the app too.
Yeah, sometimes the stuff comes out simultaneously.
So yeah, if a few things come out simultaneously, most of it usually comes out like a couple months later. Yeah. I think they're always like they don't want to get the bad press of taking business away from the comic shops. Although at this point, I don't know what the Warner's Discovery, what they consider bad press. Because we didn't discuss that here. Yes, the Batgirl movie's been canceled. Ezra Miller's still allowed to rampage across the country and the world. So
yeah, we'll see how long that lasts.
I hope. Again, I love the Flash, but I hope that movie does not come out. I love King Batman, and I hope it's not coming out.
I feel kind of bad. I mean, I feel more bad for the people that Ezra has hurt, but clearly something is going on with them.
Yeah, I think Ezra needs professional help. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But again, it's just bad optics, man. You cancel, this project headed, led by a woman of color, but all these guys get to keep their.
Right. Yeah. Very suspicious.
Did we really need an Aquaman too?
I don't know.
Snyderverse is dead. Let's restart already. I said I know they've already spent a ton of money on the Flash movie, but just throw Grant Gustin in there. He's already had 8 years experience playing the Flash in live action. Just he can do it.
Yeah. And his series is about to end.
Yeah, he's getting one more season. Yes, season 9 will be the last season. But that's what I'm saying. He's had how many? 8-9 years of experience playing the Flash. Let him do it.
That would make too much sense, and that's why they're not. I don't know.
I don't know if they don't think he's movie worthy, but I'm like, I mean, again, he can play the Flash too. You never hear headlines about this guy. The only time you ever hear about him is when he married his wife, or oh hey, they got a dog or something. It's like he's.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I didn't even know his name until you said that.
Exactly, that's what I said. You never hear about the guy, so there's no negative. You never heard negative press about this guy. Yeah. All right, so speaking.
You know who else we don't hear negative press about? Batman 66. He's so upstanding.
I was gonna say let's speaking of crime waves.
Yes.
Yes. So what should we do first? Well, I mean they're kind of the same story, but
yeah, this one was an even more faithful adaptation than the last one.
yes, because yes, the comic version was Batman 73.
Yes, the Joker's utility belt.
Which is surprised me. I'm like, was Joker not a bit as big a thing back then because he wasn't even like the main story in that issue. Like they had a couple stories and he wasn't even like the main one.
Wait, what do you mean?
Well, you're reading it in the trade, right?
Yeah.
I read it online. I had to go looking for it because DC, Infinite didn't have it. But no, like the original copy, there's a few stories in that issue, and that's not the first story. It's on the cover, but it's not the first story.
Oh, no, I think the Joker was still pretty big back then. But yeah, remember back then, Batman only came out quarterly?
Yeah.
Or maybe by the 50s, it was like every other month. I'm not sure.
Maybe, yeah, because it's October 1952.
Yeah, well, maybe it is every month. But yeah, when they first started Batman, it came out quarterly, so it always had 4 stories in it. So, I mean, I think he was pretty big, but not like he has become now. Yeah. All the movies and stuff have really amped up Joker's fame.
But yeah, I mean, the story in the comic and the TV show is basic. A lot of it's the same. Joker trying to steal jewels and basically.
Yeah, I know. I actually watched the episode and then read the comic. I was like, oh yes, it's the Comedians Hall of Fame. He's stealing the jewels.
That's funny. I did the reverse. I read it first and then I watched it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god! But the thing that wasn't in, it wasn't in the comic was Joker breaking out of jail.
I know, on the giant spring.
That's so funny. I'm like, was their budget like low? Because it's like all of a sudden he just like they throw that baseball. It's like a smoke bomb, and then all of a sudden you just see the spring. It's like, oh, he jumped over the wall. It's like, really?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of wondering if that's in a different. I mean, that feels like something that would have happened in a comic back in the day.
Yeah, but I just love in the TV show you don't see them like get thrown. They didn't even try to do a special effect. I'm just like, oh, okay. Like I would have settled for them like shooting a mannequin over the wall or something, but no.
No, that would have looked too floppy. No, it's best to just keep it mysterious.
I guess.
Just like they didn't even show you the net. O'Hara was like, all we saw was the net on the other side, but then we don't even see the net.
No, so I said budget.
Well, hey, it was TV.
So I love I know it's the theme of Batman 66, but I love when Gordon doesn't even try. He's just like, there's only one man who could stop Joker's been loose for 5 minutes. There's only one man who could stop the Joker.
I know.
They had interrupt Dick's piano lesson.
Yeah, that was not in the comic.
Oh well, yeah, especially in the Batman 73, yeah, because Aunt Harriet wasn't around yet.
Yep, Aunt Harriet did not exist.
I was thinking like they need some kind of code for the bat phone because Alfred always has to like try to whisper or come up with something. I'm just like, couldn't they come up with the same code where it's just like it's people around like Aunt Harriet, couldn't Alfred just be like, it's the business, it's the work phone, it's the business phone.
I know, yeah. I mean, they don't obviously because we've seen the show, but yeah, it feels like they could have come up with something.
Because Aunt Harriet never goes to that study. Shouldn't he be like, it's your work phone? The company needs you.
Right. Yeah, I don't think Aunt Harriet ever goes in there. It must be like forbidden to her. It's a very what is that, like Bluebeard's wife or whatever? You can go in any room in the house but this one.
A lot of guns and girly magazines in there. Gonna hear it. Don't go in there.
No, it should be like that's where we keep all our fishing lures or whatever.
Oh God. Oh well, this time wasn't it a baseball game or something? I believe it,
yeah,
because I'm like,
so.
well, that's quite a coincidence. Because I don't think Batman or I don't think Bruce knows that Joker escaped via during a baseball game, but all of a sudden, the excuse is a baseball game. I'm like, oh God.
Yep. Although wasn't that so funny? So Dick's playing the piano and Bruce is sitting there and he's like rubbing his ear like.
Oh yeah,
that was
it's not good. All right.
I know he's like trying to cover up his ear, but like not also.
Was it here or was it at the end of the second one where Dick's like, what? I got to learn this. And, Bruce is like, music is the universal language.
Oh, yeah, no, that's at the beginning. That's at the beginning. He's like, gosh, Bruce, when you put it that way. But then at the end, they're watching TV and Aunt Harriet is, come on, Dick, it's time for your piano lesson. He's like, no, I don't want to do piano. I want to watch about the Joker. And she's like, oh, the Joker! And she turns the TV off and she's like, you can't be exposing Dick to that.
I know. She's like, you're too much to
I know.
Bruce, I'll let you do. I'll let this boy. I'm like, meanwhile, the kid was punching the Joker in the face a couple hours ago.
She's like, you get over that piano right now.
Having his milk and cookies.
And he's like, Bruce, do I have to? And Bruce is like, I don't think even Batman would want to stand up against Aunt Harriet. So it's kind of funny, but it's also like such a cheesy sitcom trope that it's like, moms be nagging
and again, I think the TV show is kind of following like the comics at the time. It's like, comics code, a lot of the stuff. It's like, it's like, oh, you can't show kids disrespecting their parents or, we can't show criminals being successful and
right. Yeah. That was just funny.
Oh my God. But yeah, just Batman and Robin getting to the museum and police parking and Batman's about to move the Batmobile. Oh, it's all right, Batman.
Yeah. Well, and also when they get to the other place and the girls are like, oh, it's Robin.
I think it is the same place. Yeah, they get isn't it? It's like
Yeah, it's very it's like very Beatlemania.
Oh my God. If we were retconning that episode, they'd be like, oh, look at his butt.
Yeah, probably. I was cracking up though when the Joker in the show describing the belt, he's like, that unconstitutional device. I don't think it's against the Constitution, Joker.
Oh my God. So I'm wondering if they took that for the first Michael Keaton movie, when him and Vicky Vale escaped the museum and Jack Nicholson's like, where does he get those wonderful toys?
I don't know.
Because it seems like some of those movies they took from this series. Because like when Penguin runs for mayor,
sure.
Like Batman Returns did that. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that might be maybe that's in a show too, or a comic too.
I might be. Again, there's like 80 years of comics.
Right. So it feels like at some point the Penguin might have thought about it.
Oh yeah, especially once they like started making him like old money and stuff.
Yeah. Instead of just the Penguin, they tried to instead of just a dude that was kind of like a penguin, they tried to give him a backstory. But I have to say the most ridiculous part of those episodes was definitely the TV anchor and his son Harold. How he kept talking about my son Harold, only 8 years old, saying his prayers. I was like, oh my God, Harold.
God bless mommy, God bless daddy. And when's Batman gonna catch this damn Joker?
I know. And then Robin says something and Bruce is like, tell that to Harold or whatever. And I was like, oh my God, Harold.
What's Harold gonna think now? I think he says at one point.
No, right.
Yes. Because since the Joker foiled them at one point, they're just like, oh, and like Gordon doesn't even like back them up. The news is like, oh, are Batman and Robin finished? Oh, I hope not. It's like,
I know, right?
No.
Like, what the heck?
I know they want drama, but it's like, come on. And again, if Cesar Romero's not gonna like shave his mustache and you're just gonna paint over that mustache, don't be doing like real close ups of his face then.
Yeah, but it's also funny.
Oh yeah, it is. And I was thinking, I was like, I know not. It was weird because like not these days. Yeah, I'll keep going. So kids, I was just thinking. We'll see what Kristen thinks. She had to step away for a second. I don't know. I don't know if it was like this in '66, but I was like, I know these days, like the whole town wouldn't be like tuned into an opera. Because yes, that's where we get our first episode cliffhanger, where yes, the goons beat Batman Robin enough to like hold them down so that the Joker can try to unmask them. But yeah, that just they showed like real quickly, everyone around town listening to or watching this opera on TV, and I'm just like, I don't know if that would fly these days. But again, some of like Kristen was saying, I don't know, just like corny sitcom stuff. Again, I don't know. It probably wasn't reality even in 1966, but. And for those of you who are continuity freaks like myself, yes, last week we did the first 2 episodes. This is episode 5 and 6 we're covering tonight. So, yeah, we skipped over a Penguin 2-parter, I believe. I'm trying to think of what other ridiculousness that we can bring up for Kristen. Yeah, it is weird that. Oh, here she comes.
I'm back.
I was just saying, maybe this is just for the TV show, but do you think in 1966 was everyone in town tuning in to watch opera?
Probably not.
No, I was gonna say I know,
but
definitely.
that was in the.
Oh yeah,
that was in the comic.
That's a comic booky trope, yeah.
Yeah, I also feel like they love with the Joker. I feel like I've seen that before in the comics, or maybe it's just this comic show. I don't know, but that Pagliacci, that opera that has the clown, they're always referencing that with the Joker. I mean, I think it's the only opera that has a prominent clown on it,
It's
okay.
It's a clown trope, so yeah.
But yeah, at the same time, it's like, oh my God, stop! Not like I go to the opera and I've never seen that opera performed. I mean, granted, I'm all in smaller cities. Maybe if I were in Gotham, they'd perform it more often. Although you would think in Gotham they would never perform it because of the Joker.
Oh, it's so funny. More Lilith is like, how cheap rent must be in Gotham just because of all the crap that goes on. It's like, you could probably get an apartment for like $200 or something.
Probably.
But no, like in the first one, when they first like show the Joker's henchmen and stuff, like they had hid out in the museum. So once it got locked up, I'm like, were they supposed to be in the statues or are they just hiding? Because all of a sudden you just see a puff of smoke and like Joker and all those guys.
Yeah, I know. I'm not quite sure because they're too big to be in the bus. So it's like, are they in the bus and the thing underneath it or whatever? I mean, obviously that's a Hollywood trick. They're really not there.
I know.
Puff of smoke and they come out. But yeah,
and I guess just
kind of like
just for the way it looked. But I'm just like, and if you're in the museum by yourself, why are you throwing smoke bombs? It's like.
That's true. That could set something off.
Exactly. Set those sprinklers
off.
It
was also cracking me up. It's in line with the comics and the 60s and just how people were versus how we are now. But they're always so dressed up at home. I mean, like Dick and Bruce are both wearing dress pants, dress socks, dress shoes. And they've got button ups on, buttoned up to their sweaters and stuff. And nowadays, I mean, maybe in sweatpants, t-shirts, maybe even our pajamas.
What is that too? Basically, it's like, was that like 60s? A lot of people's image of like rich people, how they dressed and stuff, even at home.
Yeah, I mean, maybe that was how people dressed even in the 60s, even if they weren't rich at home. Maybe they wore.
But I think it's kind of
didn't lay around in their pajamas. I don't know.
I think it's them kind of trying to show too. It's like, oh yeah, Bruce has money,
Right? Yeah, probably. But it's funny because of course nowadays you could show that you had money by all your Lululemon sportswear and stuff. You can be casual, but being like, this T-shirt and these sweatpants cost me $500.
Oh my God! What? You want Aunt Harriet to wear her Lululemon?
Yes.
My heavens, Dick! You're getting your piano lesson after my aerobics, my yoga class.
Yeah, but that's what she'd be doing now.
Mm. Oh my God! And I thought they were gonna pull some kind of trick when Bruce and Dick are visiting Commissioner Gordon and he calls Batman and Alfred has to be like, oh, he's not here he's not here the rest of the day.
I know. And then Bruce was like, hey, can I take that clown doll as a souvenir? And they're like, yeah, sure. I'm like, oh yeah, that's not obvious at all.
Yeah, that's not evidence or anything, too. It's like
I know. That was whatever.
it would have been funny. I mean, I guess again in Batman 66, they didn't want to do this, but like just Bruce or Dick trying to like sneak it out without Gordon or O'Hara seeing them take it, and then they would have been like, hey, where'd it go? But they, again,
I don't even know if Gordon and O'Hara in the show would have noticed.
It would have been funny if they did, but they just thought it was like another Joker trick or something. It's like it's gone.
Like it was a dissolving clown doll.
Or they thought it walked away by itself or something.
Yeah, but you know what? The other thing that's of course very 60s is Joker doesn't have the hot female hench person in the comic.
Oh yeah.
No beautiful lady, and everybody has that beautiful lady in the 66 series.
But again, was that like another effect? Like wow, we had Aunt Harriet. It's like, oh yeah, all these men weren't hanging out alone.
I feel like that's probably kind of a 60s thing.
Yeah.
On TV because they have. I don't know. It just feels very 60s.
And again, it's attractive people on TV. Yeah, it's another bonus to, hey, watch this.
And it's supposed to be, oh, we're liberalizing them. We can show more of that kind of stuff, but we can't show.
We can show some ankle.
So,
yeah.
So we'll just hint at it by having these criminal assistants.
Well, that's like his assistant. Like I've seen the pictures. I know the hairstyles of the era, but I'm like, man, how did they wear hair that looks like helmets? Like, how did women wear the hair like that? It's just like.
I mean, you must put a lot of because I'm like, I think it's kind of cute how it goes down and like flips up. But yeah, I mean, you must take a lot of.
It looks like you could be in a hurricane and that thing ain't moving.
But it must take a lot of effort to do that, and I'm like, yeah. Yeah, that's
that poor deluded child.
I know he does love to say that.
I think all the henchwomen are poor deluded child. Every female criminal is a poor deluded child except for Catwoman.
Yeah. Well, and maybe Zelda.
Oh yeah, Marsha, Queen of Diamonds.
Yeah, there's a couple of them, but yeah, most of them, yes. As you say, poor deluded children.
Well, at least this one.
But it does always.
At least this one survived, unlike Riddler's.
No, yes, good for her. But yeah, the thing that always cracks me up. I mean, this is just so groovy and wholesome, so that's kind of why I love it. But also, like the beginning and the ending things. Bruce is such a dad. Like he's such a bad dad.
You say a bad or a bat?
No, bat, B-A-T. Like, no, he's actually a pretty good dad. That's why it's so funny.
We must study music. Old child.
Right, he's like such a dad in that sort of like father knows best sitcom kind of way. Like, oh, if only we'd had these anti-crime measures when my parents were gunned down. And like, gee, Dick, want to go fishing, chum?
I mean,
or like, do you want some help with your algebra?
I think they kind of switched up a little bit in season 3, but I was thinking, I'm like, I guess maybe it's another trope of the time, but I'm just like, every one of like, I swear, season 1 and I think season 2, even like every episode after we see the criminal either strike or escape prison, it's always the same. Call Batman. They run to the study, open the sliding door. They slide down the bat poles. It's the same every time.
Yeah, consistency, Phil.
Sometimes they show them saying atomic batteries to power turbines of speed. Sometimes they don't, like they did not in this episode.
Yeah, I kind of forget. I mean, I've seen all the episodes, but I don't have all memorized. They might cut back on that somewhat because in the 3rd season they don't do the cliffhangers.
Yeah, a lot of those are one and dones. But a lot of times they won't do the whole rigmarole in the beginning in season 3. Well, again, we're gonna fit Batgirl in there too.
Right. Yeah.
So what else happened here? Batman and Robin always have to crash through a window.
Yep. When they were starting the fight at the end, and there weren't like the pow wham right away.
I was like, what happened? Where's the Biff Bam Pow?
I remember reading somewhere that in the 2nd season, that's when they start doing the like colorful background with the pow whams, and that they did that because that was cheaper. That was actually kind of expensive to put the pow wham over the actual what was happening. So then I guess they could be fighting and they could just, take a card and be like, pow! Wham!
Oh my god, but this cliffhanger was just basically the goons holding Batman and Robin's arms, and it's like, I'm gonna unmask them now.
I know, this cliffhanger was weak.
Yeah, because just them trying to pretend to struggle. I'm like, really?
I know, because at least in the 1st episode, we were like, oh, what's Riddler going to do with Robin? And I mean, they up the cliffhangers later on. They're like, oh my God, they're about to get sawed off. Oh no, they're above a vat of boiling something. So, that's quality.
Robin got eaten by a giant Venus flytrap.
Yeah, clam like that.
But
they did. It was interesting in how they changed up the champagne with a paralytic gas.
Oh my god, yeah.
In the comic, Batman was like, "Oh, I need a different one."
Yeah, let's switch bottles. Here, he's just like,
and then some silly bystander was like, "I want to do it too," and then hit everybody with paralyzing gas. And that's how Batman and Robin made it to Joker's hideout and then busted him. But
here he's like, oh, I'm getting a headache. I'm gonna take these pills. He's like, you should take some too, chum. And Robin's, Robin's face like, nah, headaches aren't contagious. Like, shut up and take these pills.
Yeah. Then he's like, I took a universal bat antidote, and that's why we're fine. I'm like, oh, brother.
And I love how Joker wanted to unmask them before, but while they were playing possum, he didn't try to unmask.
Maybe he learned his lesson. It didn't work out for him the first time.
But wait a minute, didn't he gas Gordon and didn't he gas Commissioner Gordon and Chief O'Hara too?
I mean, yeah, everybody was standing there.
But then before we see that they're playing possum, Gordon's up. Didn't we see Gordon up and awake or whatever?
Maybe the gas didn't last that long. I don't know.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. But then when Batman and Robin spring up, Joker's like, "You should be out for hours." But yes, he said the universal whatever. Yeah.
Oh yeah, because the police come and catch them at the end.
Yeah.
I guess Joker doesn't know how to make a good paralyzing gas. You should have worked with Scarecrow. That guy knows his chemistry. Scarecrow was too intense for the 60s show, though.
Yeah, and it's like, is Joker that smart? I mean, we never see where they get most of their stuff. These villains get most of their stuff.
I don't know. Just go with it, Phil.
I know.
Same place he gets pills that become snakes and itching powder and sneezing powder and jumping beans.
Yeah, that's not current Joker. Joker are more lethal stuff in his belt. If they did that these days.
Right, yeah. And this one he's just got oh, the water squirting flour that Robin puts oil in. Now it'd be some like acid squirting flour, probably that he'd squirt and you'd eat away your face. You're like, ah!
And I love how him and Batman are like rolling around on the ground and he switches belts on him. I'm just like, really? Wasn't Batman on the ground? You got a belt all the way around him? Okay.
Whatever. That's what happens in the cartoon, in the comic too. Somehow it happens.
But I guess he didn't take Batman's belt, or
No, he just put his belt on over it.
Oh yeah.
So that way when Batman reached in, it was like, oh, what? This isn't mine. These are snakes. Ah. And that was Joker's undoing because they took his belt back and were like, oh, this is all the stuff he has.
Oh my god! But the Joker in that comic, you could just tell, like, they tried to mix up his laugh in the comic. It was, ha ha, ho ho, ha ha, ho ho.
Well, yes.
I mean, there might have been an extra ha ha in there, but most of the time it was like ha ha. The next one would be ho ho.
One of them, he's ho 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 ha 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 ha.
Mhm.
Oh. No, I just did it. Well, you can't get. They didn't have Mark Hamill yet, so they didn't know.
And again, oh my god, me and Lilith were laughing the one time because what is that, like the 70s and 80s when Joker had those hideouts all over town, his ha ha haciendas.
Okay, that's pretty good.
There's the Mark Hamill.
It's real. I mean, but like, how do you represent that in words on the page?
Ho ho.
No, you just have to put in like insert Mark Hamill Joker laugh here.
Yes,
you need your comic book to be one of those books that comes, like they have for little kids. But the book has sound too, and you press a button whenever you need the Joker to laugh.
Oh yeah. Yeah, well, that's what me and Lilith were saying. It's so weird now because they make the Joker so like murderous now, but meanwhile you have like toys for children of like the Joker, and it's like this dude is like a mass murderer. At least in the current stuff.
And he was not always like that, as we can see.
Oh yeah, no. Once the Killing Joke hit, yeah, no. Damn, Frank Miller and Alan Moore. That's when it all went dark. Well, first the Killing Joke, and then when Joker killed Jason, yeah.
Although they were starting to have Joker get darker in the 70s.
Yeah, true.
Wasn't he starting to kill more people in the...
He was just poisoning a bunch of fish. Joker fish. Oh, well, that should have been on our list too. Yeah, because they based that episode off a comic. Yeah, well, 2 comics actually.
Right. Yeah, but I don't think Robin's in that one, is he?
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah, I mean it's great. It has the Bullock, Glory Hog, and Long Underwear Geek. It's amazing. But yeah, I don't think Robin's in that one.
Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah,
because it's from the 70s.
It's got the ghost of Hugo Strange. Oh my lord! I'm surprised that. I mean, I don't know. I think he didn't appear until the 70s, but I was gonna say Hugo Strange would have made a great Batman 66 villain.
Yeah, I mean, no, Hugo Strange is like the oldest Batman villain. He's in one of those really early ones.
But they didn't bring him back until the 70s. Yeah.
Right. I don't know. I feel like I don't know. I think he doesn't fit. He doesn't really fit the tone of the series.
I mean, if you tweak him, you run him through the 66 filter, you could do something,
I mean, you could, but he wouldn't be very Hugo Strange like. Because they really wanted to go for the kind of costume and stuff. That's why, Two-Face they thought was kind of too dark. And they didn't do Scarecrow, which Scarecrow would have been too dark.
Oh, that's what we could do one sometime, maybe like a 2-parter. Did you ever watch those 2 animated movies on Batman 66?
Yes, I own them.
So do I.
I bought those puppies on DVD.
I was gonna say I got them on DVD or Blu-ray. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shatner playing Two-Face.
Yes. Amazing.
I was gonna say maybe next year we can do those.
Yeah, I also have on DVD the Batman and Robin comics, cartoons, and then the ones that were like the new Batman Adventures that Burt Ward and Dick Grayson voice.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Heck, I was gonna say I would just need a copy, but yeah, I was gonna say there's Super Friends we could do. There's all kinds of stuff.
Titans Go.
What?
I said Teen Titans Go.
Pyramid Scheme.
Yeah, okay, so which one did you like better? This episode or the Riddler episode?
I don't know. They were pretty close in quality. Maybe I don't know. Maybe just because the cliffhanger was better, and Frank Gorshin really threw himself into it. I mean, they're pretty close, but I think the Riddler one may have been like a hair above.
I would say, I think in terms of the quality of the show, I think the Riddler episode might edge it out. But in terms of how close the episodes were to the comic they were based on, this one was really close.
Yeah.
Like really on point.
I mean, I guess it shouldn't matter. But I was gonna say, were the Riddler ones were older comics. Well, can't remember. Well, it was Origin, I think. I don't know.
The Riddler.
It shouldn't matter if they could put the copy.
One of the Riddler ones was, the Riddler one was actually later.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, I think based on what they wanted to do in the show, that Joker's utility belt just lent itself very well to their plan.
I know. That was like the first Joker thing they did.
Oh, yeah. I would say the other thing that edges the Riddler one out for me is we don't have to hear about little Harold.
What?
We don't have to hear about little Harold in that episode.
Man.
Guy who's like, my son Harold just 8 years old. Blah, blah. I'm like, man, stop trying to guilt trip us with your kid, dude.
You're letting down the kids, Batman.
But otherwise, I mean, it was good.
Oh, that's something else we could do one day, the Batman 66 movie. Get a bunch of villains.
Yeah. That it does. Any last thoughts? I think I'm tapped out.
Yeah, I think I'm good. Yeah, no.
Okay. What's happening next week, Phil?
All right. Let me open up the schedule here because I think we might have another 66 on tap.
I think we have 2 more.
I was going to say, I can remember at least one. Let me see. Oh, yep. Next week, Batman 121 and Batman 66 episodes Instant Freeze and Rats Like Cheese.
Oh, yes. Yeah, this one, yes. It's based on the ice crimes of Mr. Zero.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and I think don't we have the new issue of Nightwing next week also?
Yeah, we should, yeah.
So, yeah, lots to tell you kids. And then in 2 weeks, Joker's back, baby. Batman 53, and then the 66 episodes that Joker trumps an ace and Batman sets the pace.
Yes, that one is a hairpin, a hoe, a hacksaw, a hole in the ground.
Ooh, nice.
Quite the mouthful on that title.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, 2 more weeks of Batman 66 kids, the new Nightwing issue next week, and then we'll be back to some Nightwing issues
for our multimedia extravaganza.
Yep. 2 more weeks of multimedia, and then we're back to some Nightwing in comics. Yes. All right. So So yes, kids, send your thoughts on all of it. Stuff we've already done, stuff that's coming up. Email us, CapesandLunatics@gmail.com, or call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember, you can follow Nightwing News on Facebook, on Twitter, join the Nightwing Facebook fan group. Find links to all the various social medias and Facebook fan groups for all the DC and Marvel shows we do. Also, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Everything we do gets a video up there, and it's all completely free. So smash that subscribe button so you don't miss a second of it.
Smash it.
And of course, please, if you can, subscribe to the Patreon. Every little bit helps, but $3 to $5 gets you early access to creator interviews, including the monthly Chichester chats.
I got the good mic out for you guys.
And the August episode of Chichester Chats can be something very special. Yes, we're going to be talking Dead Man's Hand, the crossover Chichester did. When he was writing Daredevil, crossed over with Punisher and Nomad. So we'll also be talking to old friend we talked here very early on, Mr. Fabian Nitzaiza.
Oh, wait, when are you guys talking with him?
End of the month.
Okay, no, I want to talk to him about his mystery novels. They're so good. I want to let him know I read them.
If you want to join us for a Saturday morning, but I was going to say most of what we're going to be talking about is a Marvel thing. But
I just want to dip in to tell him Suburban Dicks was amazing.
Or even if you want to write something, and I'll ask him, or if you even want just like recorded, audio.
Okay, I will.
Yeah, nice. All right, I'm sure he'll like that. Yeah.
I even made my mom read it. I'm spreading the word.
So see, kids. Yes, everyone's excited for the Chichester chats, and of course, because Little Hellfire loves my pain, superhero movie brackets. We will find the worst superhero movie of all time. August episode will start the indie movies when we will discuss League of Extraordinary Gentlemen versus Sin City 2. So, and of course, pick yourself up some Capes and Lunatics and Capes and Lunatics Sidekicks merch. Find it all at linktree, linktr.ee/Capes and Lunatics. And remember, kids, stay tuned in September. It's going to be September. We're going to have a bunch of fill-ins because Lilith is taking the month of September off. So,
oh, exciting.
You're going to have to do some heavy lifting, Kristen, because you're going to be the only woman on any of our shows in the month of September.
All right, I'm going to get ready.
She's like, because I told her all the guys that have filling in, and Lil's like, it's going to be so much of a sausage fest. I said, no, Kristen's still here doing Nightwing news. That's right, kids. So
let me know what's happening on the Batman ones. I don't read anything else.
Okay, yes. On the Batman ones, friend of the show, Justin the Owl Osgood is him and I are going to be doing a bunch of Alan Grant and Norm Brayfogle Batman stories. We already pre-recorded one where we did the first appearance of Scarface. Yeah.
Nice.
With Scarface, he's so wacky. But yes, we brought Justin in to class up the joint.
Well, that escalated quickly.
So jealous of that voice.
Wait, I couldn't hear it. Play it again.
All right, hold on. Let me turn it up.
Well, that escalated quickly.
Oh my God, that's his real voice?
Yes! That's what I said, man.
That is amazing.
If I had that voice, man, I'd be trying out for every commercial. And
yeah, he could do the movie trailers.
That's what I said, man. I'm like, you should go for all this.
Scream at!
Yeah, he should be a voice actor.
Exactly. All right. And enough of this nonsense. Remember, kids, get serious and go to Amazon and pick up Dick Grayson Boy Wonder. Again, if you need some learning about Dick Grayson, yes, that's your one-stop shop. Get you caught up real quick. So pick up Dick Grayson Boy Wonder now on Amazon. Get it for your kids back to school. All right.
I think that might be just not what your kids need for back to school.
Well, you're supporting an educator.
Your kids need to read their school books.
They can read for fun too afterwards. All right, kids. Yes, come back next time. We're going to be doing some Mr. Freeze and the new issue of Nightwing. What is that? Nightwing 95.
Now, hard to imagine that he's already up at 95.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Just say it feels like it happened faster. And it has happened faster because there was a little while that he had 2 a month.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, during Rick racing. Thanks, guys.
But man, I wish he had 2 a month again.
I know.
But I know it's too hard for the artist. It's a lot of work.
Tom Taylor's like, I'm writing enough books, isn't he?
I know. Right now he's writing another deceased one.
Oh, there's so much, they work a lot of those people ragged. All right, kids, come back next time. Remember, join us same wing time.
Same Wing channel.
The Nightwing News. Thank you for joining us for another great episode. It was no joke. Good night.